Hey guys, what's up? Dark Owl here. We're gonna pick a bike up this weekend. Pretty stoked for that. Might as well just tell you what it is. It is a 2021 MT-07 in Storm Fluo. So I got the gray with the reddish orange that actually matches the helmet that I'm wearing now. Yeah, that is what I purchased. I actually put a deposit on it. Threw about 5K on it so I could hold it because it was the only one they had. They did have an MT-03 in the same Storm Fluo color and an MT-09, but I didn't want that bike. I just wanted the fun MT-07, so that's what we're gonna get. So right now, guys, I'm charging all my batteries. Check it out. These are some cheap batteries. I only have one GoPro battery, which I think is that one. And then I've actually got another set right here, which is another just cheap ones. But they're not bad. They're not bad, so. All right, guys, so we bought the bike, we brought it home. I was actually going to film on the way home, but just the process went super fast. Actually getting the bike, I thought it was gonna be a little bit more time consuming. It really wasn't, but the problem that I had was riding back and putting my gear on. Even if I would have had my camera set up and everything rolling, the wind was just super, super terrible. And at the time, I didn't have my mic set up, hooked up to my GoPro. So that would have been a problem anyway. It would have just been a lot of wind noise and you wouldn't be able to hear me talk. So anyway, we got the bike. We got it Saturday and it's Thursday now. So it's almost been a week since I got the bike. I want to go over a few things that I've done with it. I haven't done a whole lot, but I have done some things. And I think it's kind of cool that if you don't want to spend some money on some of the usual mods that most people do once they get a bike, like a tail tidy, exhaust, and those are the two big things that I feel like everybody does. I'll show you what I did to the bike. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments. But anyways, let's get to the bike and check it out. All right, guys, so one of the first things that I've done, these come in a silver matte finish, I guess you could say. I didn't take off that coloring. I actually just took a high temp heat resistant enamel, and yeah, I sprayed them and they look stock. They actually match some of the plastics, some of the fairings on the bike anyway. I did that here, and I also did it here, back here on the end of the muffler or the exhaust. So yeah, I think it looks a lot better, looks more uniform to me. Now I'm not going to show you guys by taking the shroud off, but I will post a video. I'll actually just pop up in the corner here what I did. There are several videos on this. And essentially what you're doing is getting the exhaust note from your stock exhaust to become a little bit more beefier. It sounds really good. I don't have a before and after. Again, there are videos online that you can look up, a bunch of them. If I can, I'll put some links in the description to show you exactly how to do it. It's super simple, but what you're gonna do is take this shroud off, and on this exhaust, underneath this shroud, right where the exhaust comes out, you drill in 3 holes on top and 3 holes on the bottom. So basically, that just allows the exhaust to become a little bit louder without you having to reflash or remap the ECU. It does run lean from factory, so it's just gonna be ridiculous. You don't want to have a glowing exhaust because it's running so lean and start having issues with your engine. Over time, it's gonna be an issue, but this is an awesome route to go if you wanna save some money and you want to get a good exhaust sound, essentially for free. Again, you just drill 3 holes on the top, 3 holes on the bottom, and then you put the shroud back on. Now, when I first did that, I was kind of concerned, okay, well, the heat is gonna escape from the sides here. It's gonna heat up some of these other components and parts, maybe the tire, the sidewall, the swing arm, but actually it doesn't. I've ridden it kind of hard to test it, and yeah, I mean, I checked. The shroud's gonna obviously be hot anyway, but nothing else was hot at all. It all comes out the back of this. So in a second here, I'll start that, and you guys can check that out and see what it sounds like. So what I did was, this actually, there's a mount, and I will show you in a picture somewhere. We'll throw it up on the screen here. But basically, there's a spot back here that has 2 brackets. So instead of buying a tail tidy, there's other videos you can kind of look up and see. I don't think there's that many, but you know me, I've done this on other bikes. It's free, another free mod. It looks good, and you don't have to spend any additional money. So I did all that because I didn't want to buy anything right away. I did buy bar end mirrors and new grips. That's about it. There's two of these mounts, and basically it's on both sides, and you can actually see how far it'll come out. So kind of like that. Again, there's two of these on both sides. Then this piece right here is actually bolted in right here. So it comes out to about right here, and it's pretty far out. I'm not a fan of that. It looks so goofy. That's one of the big things that has to go. So what I did was I removed these pieces. I removed the wiring and pulled it all apart. We actually cut the bottom part that hangs off from the bottom of this. I cut that off. I needed to Dremel it a little bit more just so that way it's smooth and consistent. But other than that, so this mount right here that holds the plate, I actually took off a reflector because there's a reflector underneath the light. Took that off, which let me take the plate in this bracket right here and actually mount it higher up closer to the light, which actually helps with the light shining on the whole plate rather than just a tiny bit from being so low. And then what else I did was right here on these ends, on both sides, I actually took my rivet gun and I put rivets on each side. And then there's 4 holes on top of this that actually connect to the holes on this. And yeah, I used the 4 holes on this to actually zip tie this piece to the holes that are on this. So essentially you're getting rid of these holes and these holes, but you're taking this piece and mounting from here to here. You're actually bringing it together, the actual tail tidy or the rear fender onto the bike where that actually was. And I mean, it's solid. It ain't going over there. It's riveted on both sides. And again, guys, I think it looks really good. Check it out. So we'll actually turn the bike on here. And as you can see, the plate is closer to the light anyway. So having moved this up higher and closer to the light, it lights up the plate a lot better. Here's a side profile. But that looks really good for free. Again, I didn't really film how to do that or what I did, so you're just gonna take my word for it. So that is the bike so far. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything else. Like I said, I've got orangish red to match the fluorescent red, or the storm fluo coloring. I've got grips, new grips. So these will come off, and I've got bar end mirrors. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it up, guys, and let you hear it real quick. It's got more of a rumble to it. It's a lot louder than stock. So yeah, guys, that's what I've done to the bike so far. And I think it looks good, it sounds good. So now it's just waiting for the grips and the mirrors. And again, I think it looks a lot better with the tail tidy mod that I did. Taking the stock rear fender, making it shorter and bringing it up closer to the tail end of the bike. It looks really good. Exhaust sounds good. I don't have to worry about remapping right now until I do buy another exhaust. Now, my neighbor, he's got 2021 MT-07 as well. It's kind of funny because we found each other in a Facebook group, the MT-07 group. And the funny thing about that was I had mentioned that I was purchasing this, and I posted it on the Facebook group. He commented and noticed that it was in a location where he was close to and where I'm close to. I didn't think anything of it, and we kind of talked for a little bit on that post. And I want to say a couple days later or a day later, I was outside tinkering or messing with the Elantra N-Line. If you haven't seen that car or any of those vids, go ahead and check them out. But anyway, yeah, I saw him leave, and I noticed this guy, you know, all the time, because the last riding season, he was riding around a bunch too. Never really talked to him. Never really knew what he looked like. He always had a helmet on. Long story short, guys, he rode out with a MT-07 And I was pretty stoked to see that. So when he came back, I waved him down, had a little chat with him, and I said, hey man, nice bike. Is that an MT-07? I'm actually getting one this weekend. And the funny thing about that was he knew who I was. He saw me and he's like, small world. So I thought, what? You know, like what's going on? Small world, I'm not sure who you are. Anyway, you know, so I continued talking. He told me his name. And then I went to look him up on Facebook, and it was the guy that we were talking about this bike on the post in a group with like 31,000 people. So it blew my mind. It was kind of cool. So come to find out, the guy that I was chatting with on Facebook in the MT-07 group is my neighbor. So he'll be riding along with us. I'm gonna throw up some video footage that he caught of just us ripping it around the neighborhood. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it for this video. You know what to do. Stay safe, ride safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.